A very good evening, guys. After completing capital gains in the previous class, now we take the next chapter, a very important chapter, profits and gains of business or profession, also called as income from business profession. Starting May, when we started tax, I briefed you about the 5 heads of income. Let's revise that. Which are the 5 heads? First, income from salaries. Second, income from house property. Third is income from business profession, but because of your internals, we took capital gains first. So third, income from business profession. Fourth, capital gains. And the fifth one, other sources. So now we start with our 4th chapter. That means according to the heads of income. As per the heads of income, this is the 3rd head, but for us it will be the 4th one. So profits and gains of business profession. Profits, gains, you know. Business/profession. What do you mean by that? We have discussed earlier. Again, since I am doing this chapter, let me tell you what is the difference between business and profession. See, when I say business, the word business is generally referred to an organization or a company or a firm who is into trading or manufacturing and trading of goods. If you deal in goods, you buy goods, you sell goods, let it be any type of goods, then in that case, the profit which you earn, that is called as profits of business or income from business. And now when I say profession, profession word normally refers to professionals who do not sell goods, they provide services. Example, lawyers, advocates, architects, practicing CAs, practicing CS, even I, tuition classes, tutorials, classes come under the category profession, because we do not sell anything. We teach, we take fees, so no dealing of goods in that is profession. So in short, the word business is referred for trading and manufacturing activities of goods, and the word profession is referred for professionals who are providing services and are not involved in any sort of trading or manufacturing of goods. In short, it is for entrepreneurs. Income from business profession is calculated for owners who are doing business or who are having their professional setup. Now guys, if you see, this is a question what I made. Later on you will copy it up. Anyway, I will be sending the picture below the video, so your choice. Now what I am going to do in this session is just to make you understand the concept. I am not going to solve any question from our question sheet, but ये जो एक extra question बना के रखा है, to make your base clear, that we will discuss it fully and I will solve it fully. Remember, the concept here is different. When you come to the last chapter, computation of total income, around 40 to 50% sums are such where again profits and gain of business profession will come with this concept. Very, very important concept is there in this. Now if you see, I have given you all the question sheet, and first page there is a format. Now format, we will not get into that right now. If required, I'll take it, but I'll try to solve the full sum without reading that format to make your concept clear. Okay? Now see, there is a specific format to calculate income from business profession. In fact, there are 2 formats. One applies only for profession. उसमें खाली एक ही sum है. That weightage will come more in the last chapter. But 95% of the sums for this chapter are based on the concept what I am going to do. Okay? Now, 95% of the sums are based on businesses only. 1 or 2 are there on profession. But आगे जाके in the last chapter professional के sums also will come, but the concept is same. Okay guys, now listen very carefully. Understand this. I have just made a profit and loss account which is a combined trading and P&L account. You are not doing since FYCC final accounts. The only thing is, यहाँ पे there is no separate trading, no separate P&L. They can give you in the question or it can be a combined. That is the reason if you see there is no gross profit in this. Now guys, understand this very carefully. Before I start, net profit कितना है? 2 lakhs. Now understand. How we get 2 lakhs? 2 lakhs कैसे आता है? This video, this session is purely to make you understand the concept. ये वीडियो ध्यान से देखना, अगर ये समझ में नहीं आया, आगे के सम्स तुम लोग नहीं कर पाओगे. And if you understand this, you will find this chapter very simple. Don't worry, I will make it simple for you. चलो, 2 lakhs कैसे आया? What we do? We check, correct? 2 lakhs तो बाद में आता है. पहले हम लोग चेक करते हैं. Credit is more, debit is more. Whichever side is more, we write a total. Then the difference is net profit. अगर credit side ज़्यादा है, difference will come here, net profit. And if debit side is more, difference will come here, that is net loss. Now यहाँ पे credit side का total is 1682. मैंने already calculate के question ही बनाया हुआ है. And there is a net profit. इसका मतलब क्या है? Credit is more. So the difference is net profit. Now guys listen. 2 lakh is your net profit which is calculated by you and it is appearing in your books of accounts. Now understand. तुमने बोला 2 लाख का profit. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है. It doesn't mean that income tax people say okay ठीक है fine 2 lakh profit. No. There are certain rules which are there in income tax. When you calculate income from business profession or profits and gains from business profession, your taxable business profit or your taxable professional income has to be according to their rules. ये जो तुमने बनाया है, ये तुम्हारा accounts है. We are not studying accounts, we are studying direct tax. So you have to follow the principles and rules of direct tax. So ये तुम्हारा accounts है. So what we have to do? ये जो भी items है, one by one we have to consider and we have to see whether it can be treated as a part of business income, business expense or a non-business income or a non-business expense. वो कैसे करने का? Slowly we will start and I'll make this very simple for you. अभी देखो, इसके नीचे to make it simple, I have just put one adjustment. Depreciation as per income tax rule is 125. I have given the full summary of the table what I am going to prepare in the theory, but अभी मैं तुम लोगों को पढ़ने को नहीं बोलूँगा because you will not understand only. But after watching this video, you will say ये क्या तो बहुत simple है. Okay? Now depreciation का adjustment is what we'll do. We will just put a mark on depreciation. उसमें एक adjustment करेंगे. Now guys, listen. Trading P&L, same format. Business Mr. Vansh का है. So you will make the same format what we did for salary, house, property, capital gains. Mr. Vansh, okay. PAN, ward number. As I told you, assessment year तुम्हारे लिए 23-24, previous year 22-23. Legal status individual ये तुम्हारे syllabus में. And residential status nothing is given. Resident and ordinary resident. मेरे पास जगह नहीं है, इसके लिए मैंने short form लिखा. You're right. Heading computation of income from business profession. Now see how you will start. There is a format here. Format table is the same, particulars amount. Now what is the format or the pattern? They will give you in the question trading and P&L account or receipt and payment. For this session, forget receipt and payment. Trading P&L या income and expenditure में net profit या net loss रहेगा. इसमें क्या दिया है? Net profit. This is net profit as per your P&L, as per accounts. हम लोग को net profit as per income tax चाहिए, but we have to take the base of the net profit what we have. So यहाँ का net profit है 2 lakh. We will start this way. Come to the table. Right. Net profit as per profit and loss account. Second column में write 2 lakhs. Net profit as per profit and loss account. Second column में write 2 lakhs. Now listen. Second column में to this. If you see the format, add items disallowed. Add items disallowed. Now guys, listen. 99% of the items disallowed, except for 1 or 2 adjustments which are there at a later stage, will come from your debit side only. अभी ये ध्यान से listen to each and every word carefully, because this is a base not only for your exam, practical life, as well as if you are going to go for further studies for CS, CA, CMA, submit access. Okay? अभी देखो, for 10-15 minutes forget the credit side. Just take the debit side. How we get this 2 lakh? Credit side का total लेके we minus all this, 1 by 1 minus करते हैं. हर एक item को जो debit side पे है, each and every item which is given on the debit side we have deducted, and then we arrived at a profit of 2 lakhs. And then we arrived at a profit of 2 lakhs. So now we have to see from the starting, opening stock से लेके second last item above net profit, depreciation, 1 by 1 हमें देखना है. You have to apply common sense plus little bit of rules. If there is something which is related to business, fine. अगर जो भी expense debit side पे है, if that is genuine business expense, then it is allowed, because businessman को खर्चा करना ही पड़ेगा. If you are doing business, you need to buy goods, you have to pay for rent, electricity, salaries, etc. तो वो तुमको करना ही पड़ेगा. Okay? So now let's take 1 by 1 the expense. एक मैंने salary नहीं लिखा तो मैं काम करता हूँ, ये wages and salaries कर देता हूँ. Just take it as wages and salaries. This is just to make you understand the concept. Now listen guys. Again I'll repeat. Sorry. 2 lakhs कैसे आया? After deducting all the debit side items. Now 1 by 1, let's see whether it is a genuine business expense. Opening stock. What is opening stock? Stock of goods. Business expense. Business के लिए stock चाहिए. Fine. It is allowed. हम लोग को यहाँ पे क्या लिखना है? Disallowed. Disallowed मतलब you have deducted but you cannot deduct. You have deducted but you cannot deduct. It is not allowed. Therefore we use the word disallowed. Opening stock, fine. Purchase, business कर रहे हैं, goods sell कर रहे हैं. Goods होगा तो sell करेंगे ना, उसके लिए goods purchase करना पड़ेगा. Fine. Wages and salaries. Staff अपना पड़ेगा, workers, office staff, selling staff, business expense. Carriage. Let it be carriage inward, let it be carriage outward. Business expense. So all these are allowed. Now guys, let's compare the next two together. Next two. Office rent, house rent. Can I say office rent is my business expense? Office rent is my business expense. That's allowed. Business expense. Next, house rent. House rent मतलब You are staying in a rented house. भाड़े के घर पे रह रहे हो, उसका भाड़ा भर रहे हो. Is it a business expense? FYJC का basic. This is personal expense. Drawings. You cannot claim deduction of personal expense. देखो टेबल में दिया है personal expense. You cannot deduct personal expenses. So house rent cannot be deducted. So I'll just put a cross. So this is जरूरत नहीं, just for understanding. So house rent I cannot claim. So what you will do? Come to item disallowed. Write there house rent. First column में 60,000. First column में 60,000. Clear with this? इसका लॉजिक ये देखो, अभी जो 2 लाख का प्रॉफिट था इसमें ऐड करोगे तो अभी 260 हो गया. So you just cannot do anything in P&L and you can't assume that income tax सब accept करेगा. ये तुम्हारा P&L है. As per your accounts, now you have to do as per income tax. Got it? Remember FYJC में, whether you all were with me in FY, I used to tell you all that year मतलब period of 12 months. But India में we follow financial year. Why? Because our income tax department follows financial year. So to avoid complications and confusion here, everybody follows financial year. Most of it. Clear? Now see. Office rent, house rent साथ में लिया. Now I'll take the next 2 items together. Bad debts, RDD. What is the difference between bad debts and RDD? Bad debts हमारा पैसा गया, वापस आया तो आया वरना भूल जाने का. जिससे पैसा लेना है, that customer, that person has become insolvent. He cannot pay anything, or he will pay something but not the full amount. So bad debts is my actual loss. अभी देखो, you just cannot put bad debts in practical life. तुमको कस्टमर का इंसॉल्वेंसी का सर्टिफिकेट and there are legal formalities, proofs देना पड़ेगा. Then only you can claim. But in your syllabus, nothing is mentioned. Bad debts is an allowable expense. So bad debts is your actual loss. You can claim it as a business expense. Next, RDD. You know very well. RDD का full form. What is the full form? Reserve for doubtful debts. You all are doing since FYJC. RDD का full form is Reserve for Doubtful Debts. You all are doing since FYJC. Reserve for doubtful debts. Now tell me, what is the difference between bad debts and RDD? We have discussed this many times. Bad debts मतलब पैसा गया. RDD is like a reserve. आ भी सकता है, नहीं भी आ सकता है. Now income tax वाले क्या बोलेंगे? You just cannot say that नहीं आएगा. Confirm है नहीं आया, then show it as bad debts. RDD is as per the concept of conservatism of accounts. This is income tax. So if there is RDD, it is just an estimate. ये RDD 15,000 का मतलब है 15,000 आ भी सकता है, नहीं भी आ सकता है. ये 10,000 मेरा गया. आगे जाके फ्यूचर में if customer का financial position improve, then I'll get it. Otherwise I will not get it. So income tax बोलेगा भाई RDD we cannot allow. Because what will happen? Otherwise तुम बोलोगे 2 लाख का RDD है. 2 लाख का RDD मतलब 2 lakh का net profit becomes 0. So you will not pay tax only. So any transfer to reserve will not be allowed unless and until it is a pure business expense. RDD is not an expense. It is just a provision. Bad debts is an expense. Theory में दिया हुआ है. So bad debts will be allowed, but RDD is a reserve will not be allowed. So come here, full form लिख देना. Reserve for doubtful debts, that is 15,000. Reserve for doubtful debts, that is 15,000. Clear guys? Got it? So RDD you cannot claim. Got my logic? Otherwise so बोलेंगे पूरा profit RDD है. Next, furniture. Now guys be careful. क्या दिया? 2 furniture. खाली furniture दिया, उसका depreciation नहीं दिया. You all know very well basic of FYJC. When we prepare final accounts, we buy furniture. Furniture कहाँ जाता है? Furniture goes on the asset side. After that, when we make provision for depreciation, furniture में से depreciation को minus करते हैं and then we debit P&L. But ये तुमने क्या किया है? पूरा furniture P&L में डाला है. You cannot put a cost of the asset in P&L. Cost of asset written off, that is in the form of depreciation, will come in P&L. पूरा का पूरा नहीं आएगा. देखो तुम्हारा टेबल. This is called as capital expenditure. Capital expenditure disallowed मतलब instead of showing the asset in the balance sheet, asset side, you have debited to P&L. You cannot claim capital expenditure. You can claim capital expenditure in the form of depreciation. So furniture you cannot claim. So add back furniture, that is 80,000. Add furniture 80,000. Getting it now? As per the table, देखो, I'll show you. House rent comes under the category reserves. House rent comes under the category personal expense. RDD comes under the category reserve. Furniture comes under the category capital expenditure. Therefore, I told you don't see that. ये वीडियो देखने के बाद सब क्लियर हो जाए. Now see next, donation. तुमने डोनेशन दिया है. You have donated. Now income tax वाला बोलेगा डोनेशन देना नहीं देना तुम्हारी मर्जी है. But we will not allow. Others you will say मेरा 2 लाख का प्रॉफिट है, मैंने पूरा 2 लाख डोनेशन दे दिया, कोई टैक्स ही नहीं भरेगा. So donation you cannot claim the deduction. Under business, donation will be disallowed because it is not your general business expense. So come back to the table. Items disallowed में लिखो donations, that is 11,000. डोनेशन 11,000. डोनेशन का तुमको डिडक्शन मिलेगा. You will get deduction of donation, but later on after getting your total income, which in your syllabus is not there. Donation का section you don't have in your syllabus, but in practical life you get a donation का deduction provided it is donated to a organization or a trust or any NGO which is recognized by the government. पूरा 100% या 50% there is a limit, but that limit earlier was in the syllabus, but it has been removed. So donation का section तुम्हारे syllabus में नहीं है. Okay, so any type of donation disallowed. Why? तुम बोलोगे 2 लाख रुपया प्रॉफिट, मैंने 2 लाख डोनेट कर दिया, टैक्स कोई भरेगा ही नहीं. So that is the reason donation is disallowed. Next, GST. Next year in TY you all will study GST. BCom students, you all will study in the next semester. SYBAF students, next year TYBCOM में दोनों सेमेस्टर में तुम लोगों को GST आएगा. What is GST का full form? You all know. Goods and service tax. It is a tax paid on sale and service of goods. It is an allowable expense, so it is fine. GST is a normal business expense. Next, income tax. Now listen, what is income tax? The tax which you pay on the income earned. और income कौन सा होना चाहिए? As per Income Tax Act. So हम ये सब क्यों कर रहे हैं? Why do we calculate salary, house property, capital gains, business profession, इसके बाद other source, so that we get a proper income on which we can calculate the tax bill. So whenever they give you income tax, it will be always last year का tax. And income tax, since our purpose of doing all this is to find out the income on which tax is to be payable, any type of income tax you cannot claim. So income tax is an expense which again will be disallowed. So add back income tax, that is 50,000. Add back income tax, that is 50,000. Next, advance tax. Advance tax again is a type of income tax. It's an income tax only. Unfortunately, BCom and BMS students, you all don't have in your syllabus only advance tax. BAF students, नेक्स्ट सेमेस्टर में सेमेस्टर 4 में you will be having a chapter advanced tax. Advanced tax means the income tax what you pay in advance. उसका रूल क्या है ना guys? If during the year your tax liability goes above 10,000, if during the year तुम्हारा जो भी इनकम कैलकुलेट होने वाला है अगर उसका टैक्स 10,000 के ऊपर जाएगा, you are supposed to pay that tax in advance. Now again advance tax is a part of income tax. So as I told you, income tax in any form you cannot claim. Let it be advance tax, let it be income tax, or let it be now TDS. So advance tax also will be disallowed. So advance tax 30,000. Next, daughter's school fees. बोलो, तुम लोग ही बोलो, इज इट अ बिजनेस एक्सपेंस? नो, ये फैमिली का पर्सनल एक्सपेंस है. सो डॉटर्स स्कूल फीस कैन नॉट बी क्लेम. सो एड बैक डॉटर्स स्कूल फीस दैट इज 40,000. सो जो भी अलाउड नहीं है, लॉजिक इज व्हाट, जो भी अलाउड नहीं है लेकिन तुमने डेबिट किया है तो you will. Okay, next, general reserve. General reserve means you have transfer to reserve. What we discussed while doing RTD, any type of transfer to reserve, it's an appropriation. Appropriation मतलब तुम ट्रांसफर करो तुम्हारी मर्जी, but it is not a business expense. You are doing it voluntary. In short, RTD is a reserve. Transfer to general reserve is also a reserve. You cannot deduct because वरना तुम बोलोगे 2 लाख पूरा मैंने जनरल रिजर्व में ट्रांसफर कर दिया. So general reserve, add it back. So general reserve 10,000. General reserve 10,000. Clear with this, guys? Now see the last one. Depreciation. Now I have put a mark, correct? Now guys, listen very carefully. Majority of the assets under income tax, you can claim depreciation on WDV basis. I have given in the theory. Written down value. तुम लोगों को पता है, you have done in FYJC. WDV straight line method. Majority of the assets under income tax, you can claim depre only by WDV method. Now listen. Depreciation is an allowable expense for sure because businessman needs assets. See here, हमने फर्नीचर डिसअलाउ किया. नाउ अगर हमने फर्नीचर डिसअलाउ किया है तो उसका डेप्री तो अलाउ करना ही पड़ेगा. सो दिस डेप्रीसिएशन इंक्लूड्स नॉट ओनली फर्नीचर बट अदर एसेट्स ऑल्सो. ये फर्नीचर तो हमने ये साल में परचेज किया, बट दिस डेप्री इज डेप्री ऑफ टोटल एसेट्स. नाउ गाइस लिसन, सी यहाँ पे ये एडजस्टमेंट था, करेक्ट? Had I not given this adjustment ना, अगर ये एडजस्टमेंट मैंने नहीं दिया होता, अगर ये एडजस्टमेंट मैंने नहीं दिया होता, then this debris would have been allowed. But यहाँ पे क्या बोला है? Depreciation allowed as per income tax rules is how much? 125. That means I can claim only this much. So guys, what we will do, understand this, you will apply this for all the sum. If depreciation का adjustment is given, जो P&L है उसको पहले disallow करो, बाद में उसका deduction मिलेगा, but first you will have to disallow. So I'll repeat again, because adjustment दिया है, P&L का debris you will disallow. So come to item disallow, write depreciation that is 1,50,000. Depreciation that is 1,56,000. I'll repeat. अगर ये adjustment नहीं होता ना, you would have not written only. It was fully allowed. But ये adjustment है तो हम लोग इसको disallow करेंगे, लेकिन बाद में इसको allow करेंगे. Got it? So this was that debit side. What I told starting में थोड़ी देर के लिए credit side भूल जाओ. Now everything is done. Last is net profit already लिख दिया. Now take इसका total in the second column. add it to 2 lakhs and then we will come to the credit side. Okay, let's take the total of the items what you have written in the first column. So 60 plus 15 plus 80 plus 11 156 4,52,000. Let me check once again. $452 plus 2 lakhs. So my total is 6,52,000. So my total is 6,52,000. Now guys, listen. Addition mein there was items disallowed. Now you as a businessman will also get deductions. Now deductions are of 3 categories. First let's write the heading. What you will do? Less items considered separately stroke exempt stroke allowable. Write it like that. Items considered separately, I'll show you the logic, slash exempt slash allowable. Items considered separately slash exempt slash allowable. Okay? Now see guys, let's discuss the thinking. Items considered separately. Now when I say considered separately, basic meaning means what? It will be considered separately under other head. Which are our 5 heads? Salary, house property, business profession, capital gains, other source. We are doing business profession. So if there is something which is related to salary, related to house property, related to capital gains, related to other source, but not related to business, we will remove it from here and take it in the relevant heads. That in detail we will study when we come to the last chapter of your syllabus, but uske pehle, this is individual chapter business profession. So business income nahi hai, but it is taxable under other heads, so it comes under the head items considered separately. Slowly we will see. Exempt, we have done 3rd chapter, exclusions from total income. Exempt income means income is such जिसके ऊपर tax लगेगा ही नहीं. And the next is allowable. Allowable मतलब additional expense which you can claim, जो ये सब में है depreciation. Slowly we will take one by one the credit item. I'll repeat again. Items considered separately means it will be taxed under a different head. Remove it from here. Exempt मतलब उसके ऊपर tax लगेगा ही नहीं. And allowable means it is an additional expense allowable under income tax. Now for this, we have to see the credit side and the adjustment. Let's take one by one. Again the same thing guys. If there is any income which is connected to business, उसको कुछ भी नहीं करना है. And if it is not business, then we have to see. Okay, let's start one by one. Sales. Purchase, sale are a part of business activity. Fine. Closing stock. Part of business activity. Opening stock, closing stock. Rent received. You all have done na? House property kiya hai. If you own a property, give it on rent. It is what? Income from house property. Now see what you will do. So that is not a business income. तो क्या करोगे? सुनो, कितना है रेंट? 250. This 650 includes that 250. 250 टैक्स होगा. 250 टैक्स होगा, but under the head income from house property, not under business profession. What I told you, income which is taxed once cannot be taxed again. So अगर ये house property में tax हो गया है, जो उधर ही होना है, it cannot be taxed as business. So remove it from here. Write their rent received, first column में 2,25,000. Sorry, 250. Why it is here? Because it will come under the head items considered separately. Why separately? Because this is a taxable income, but it will be taxed under the head income from house property and not income from business profession. तो इसको business profession में से निकाल दो. That is the logic. Clear? Next, discount received. Suppliers, creditors will give us discount. Discount is a normal business income we get from creditors. Who are creditors? Creditors are the people from whom we purchase goods. Business income कुछ भी नहीं करना है. Business expense, business income को कुछ भी नहीं करना है. Okay? Next, profit on sale of land. We have done na capital gains. Any sale of assets, property ho, land ho, it will be a part of capital gains. So, profit on sale of land taxable hoga, but not under the head business profession. It will be taxed under the head capital gain. So, what you will do? It will be a part of items considered separately. Why separately? Tax lagega. It is a taxable income, but not a taxable business income. It is a taxable income under the head capital gains, and because it is capital gains, business से connected नहीं है, उसको यहाँ से निकाल दो, because that 2 lakh is again included in 652. So write it. Profit on sale of land, that is 2 lakhs. Profit on sale of land, that is 2 lakhs. Next, lottery price. Has lottery got anything to do with your business? No. After this, the last head will be income from other sources. Any income which doesn't come under the category, any income means any taxable income which doesn't come under the category salary, house property, business profession, capital gains will come under other source. So lottery price will be income from other source. It will be taxed, उसके भी provision है, but nothing related to business. So I will remove it. Again considered separately. So lottery price considered separately 51,000. Understand the logic why few items have been added and few items have been deducted. So all three right now, whatever I have written, items considered separately, it will be taxed under other heads. Next, interest on investment. Again, you have surplus fund, you invest, you get interest on that. Again, that has got nothing to do with your business income. It will be taxed, but it will be taxed as income from other sources. So it won't be taxed here. Other sources, again considered separately. Right there. Interest on investment 20,000. Interest on investment 20,000. Got it, guys? Everything is done. But listen, there is one thing which is pending. TNL हो गया. What was this adjustment, guys? Debris as per income tax rules. What I told you, if this adjustment was not given, 156 would be the debris, we would have ignored it. But देखो हमने क्या किया? 156 को disallow किया. क्यों? Because this is allowable. So when you claim debris, it will be debris which is claimed as per income tax rules. So now ऊपर मैंने disallow किया. Again I repeat, अगर ये adjustment नहीं होता, full 156 was allowed, ये आता ही नहीं था. अभी ऊपर मैंने disallow किया as per books. So now I will allow as per income tax. So depreciation as, sorry मेरे पास space कम है, per income tax rules, that is 1,25,000. Depreciation as per income tax rules 1,25,000. Got it guys? So depreciation I have written because it is allowable. ये सब में exempt item नहीं है. Exempt मतलब जिसके ऊपर tax लगेगा ही नहीं, which later on we will see. Clear with this guys? Got it? Now let's take the total. See logic देखो. 156 तुमने claim किया था, but you can claim only 125. Now there are two ways. ऊपर P&L का disallow करो, नीचे जो allowed है उसको deduct करो, और other way around. 156 minus 25, the difference 31 को disallow करो. Whichever way you do, it's same. This is a better way of doing it. Got it? So I'll repeat. Depreciation as per income tax rules नहीं दिया होता तो ये टेबल में डेप्री आता ही नहीं था, because that would have been allowed. But they have given you depreciation allowable as per income tax rules, so P&L वाला disallow करना पड़ेगा, and नीचे we have to allow as per income tax rules. Okay, now guys take the total. 250 plus 2 lakh plus 51 plus 20 plus 125 कितना आया? 6,46,000. So minus करो, difference आया only 6,000. Difference आया only 6,000. This 6,000 you will call it as, sorry मेरे पास थोड़ा space कम है, income from business. Put it in box option. देखो जो तुम्हारा 2 लाख का नेट प्रॉफिट था, now it has come down to 6,000. It can come to less, it can come to more, it can be very rarely same also. Now listen, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि तुम टैक्स 6,000 पे भरोगे. मेरा बिजनेस प्रोफेशन इनकम is 6,000. In addition to that, when I do house property, ये 250 का रेंट है, स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन, म्युनिसिपल टैक्सेस इफ एनी, जो ये केस में नहीं है मिलेगा, so, उसका इनकम आएगा. कैपिटल गेन्स आफ्टर इंडेक्सेशन, लॉटरी प्राइस, इंटरेस्ट ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, ऑल विल बी टैक्सेबल. सो तुम्हारा टैक्सेबल इनकम ज्यादा हो जाएगा, बट तुम्हारा जो P&L 2 लाख का प्रॉफिट दिखा रहा था, नाउ एज पर कंसिडरेशन ऑफ इनकम टैक्स रूल्स एंड प्रोविजंस, your income, taxable income from business has come down to 6,000. It can be more than 2 lakhs, it can be less than 2 lakhs, anything is possible. Got it guys? So this sum, you can't say it was a sum, this was an extra question prepared just to make you aware the concept of this chapter, which we are going to do for the next few days. Please listen to this video carefully. This is open on video, YouTube, so there is no restriction. And those who are watching on my app, for this I'll keep more number of views also, so that you can watch on a repeated basis. Anyway, YouTube pe to unlimited public. This is open for public on YouTube also. Got it guys? So please understand the concept carefully. Don't try to ratify, because आगे के सब sums are based on this. You should know what is the concept of items disallowed. You should know what is the concept of items considered separately, exempt, allowable. Then only you can proceed further. Got it guys? So that's it. I'm not taking any other sum. We will meet in the next class where we will take sums from our question sheet. But again a request, before we meet, please understand this carefully, get the concept, so that you will find it pretty simple. That's it guys, I wind up the video here. Please इसको ध्यान से वापस सुनना before we meet in the next class. That's it. Till then, take care guys.